it was overshadowed completely by all of the hype surrounding the $250 million celebration, LR Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 coming, Global getting new summon animations, Global getting a World Tournament. All of that buried the Bardock event revamp that just came to JP. Even I have, kind of put it on the back burner for a few days. I want to go ahead and run through the event because they're actually, it's completely, there's, new, kind of screenshots and art in the story and stuff, so I figured we go through it. I don't think anyone really ever, records these actual story events, so, hold on, I'll get back to that in a second, but there used to be a rare Bardock that dropped here. If you guys remember, I did a video where I farmed up 500 of them for LR Bardock. That Bardock was changed. It's now an SR Bardock that drops rather than the rare Bardock. If, for whatever reason, you have a copy of that rare Bardock, you can Dokkan Awaken him to this SR Bardock, so you don't have to get rid of your old one, right? The Kid Vegeta and the Chilled are incredibly easy to get now. Same with the Frieza and the Bardock. This Bardock awakens to a Grade 8 Bardock, and then Tora, Borgos, and Shugesh all got Dokkan Awakenings. Grade 8 Bardock and Grade 8 Fasha actually had Dokkan Awakenings in the past when LR Goku Black first came out. That was actually when I first began this account playing JP right here. Also, the Giant category team does get you extra drops, so we'll go ahead and go through the event with the Giant category team. Now, again, this event has had a monster revamp. As you guys can see, that's new art, I'm pretty sure, of Kid Goku, like Baby Goku. There's the LR Bardock art. We're going to see a lot of things like that as we're going through this event. Now, one of the reasons I record these story events like this is because I remember when I was a global-only player, I didn't play JP and stuff, and, I was, very curious to see what was coming out, on the Japanese version, because I knew it would eventually come to global. So, I'd make sure to watch Rhyme, I'd watch D3, I'd watch Nano, I'd watch all the latest, Dokkan Tuber videos to see, what stuff was coming to global, and so I could be prepared for it, right? So, that's why, I'll run through an event like this, because I'm sure there's at least one person out there who wants to see, how the event looks right now in preparation for it to come to global in the future, right? So that's what we're going to go ahead and do right here. This Ribrianne, by the way, she will be coming to global with Blue Vegeta and Jiren. She's not really a spectacular unit. For whatever reason, they made the free-to-play SCR Ribrianne nearly as good. I also put her on the team. She doesn't have the Transform link, which also does hurt. The Giant category team is a little weird in that units who could actually be, I think, a little useful, like Ribrianne or Super Baby 2, they don't have that common link across the team, the Transform link, which hurts them a lot. And, the team already is going to have key issues. So, the Giant category team is very wonky. The Tora Dokkan Awakens, right? He is an amazing card, and he will help this team out so much with that 3 key and 30% attack buff, I believe Tora gives. That will help out so much in terms of this team actually being viable, moving forward. Here, let me click that. Hold on. All right, there we go. And then, okay, as you guys can see, we got a shit ton of medals right there. In the original Bardock event, when you go through the first stage, there were different pathways you could choose to go through. And, depending on who you fought, you could have fought Borgos, you could have fought Fasha. They would drop one medal for, one, Borgos medal, one Fasha medal. Now, we just go through the first stage, we fight all of them at the same time, and we can get, 3 or 4 copies of all of those medals, which is very, very helpful because we'll need all of those to awaken the SR Bardock to Grade 8 Bardock, as well as awakening, Fasha and all of those units as well. So, that is pretty cool. Now, Tora, getting back to my boy Tora, he does indeed give 3 key, which is very, very helpful. And then he also does give that 30% attack. And he also heals on a Giant category team, which is really, really cool. I like how they kind of... This newest batch of Great Apes is actually pretty interesting, right? Usually, I think they kind of... they don't give a lot of love to Giant category units, but they actually did this time. They gave some of these great apes some interesting abilities. Even Shugesh, I think they maybe could have made him a little better, right? Like, they could have gone for like 15% attack and defense probably, rather than just like the flat 7,000 that they gave him. But it's still like, it's interesting, right? Like, he does give attack and defense, whereas before, Shugesh only gave defense. Alright, so now we're gonna fight the fish guy who gives Bardock the psychic power. the random fish monster dude. I don't know. Here's the thing. I've always loved the Bardock TV special. It's always, like, I've held that in, like, super high regard. Like, you go back and watch that, and it's, like, very, like, engaging, right? Like, I understand why people love Bardock so much and love that TV special so much. But the one, like, the fish guy in the English dub, I don't know, he's so goofy to me. Like, alright, so yeah, there, Bardock blows him away, but, you know, Bardock was already hit, and he kind of gets, you know, inscribed with the telepathic powers or whatever. So, we're gonna keep going through this story event right here. Afterwards, I'm probably gonna start awakening these great ape units. Usually what I'll do if a unit has an awakening is I will Dokkan awaken the unit in that video. I might do like a quick breakdown of them, and I'll also show them off. And I'll usually do one, you know, unit per video. I've done that, you know, basically since I started making Dokkan content. I might toy around with tossing a bunch of the great apes into one video, because the thing about Borgos, Shugesh, and Tora is that all three of them, you know, they have a passive, but then they have the secondary part of their passive that makes it a lot better when they're actually on a great ape team. So they're just units that are just flat out a lot more effective when they're on a giant category team as opposed to another type of team. Only thing is, this giant team, it's still so, I don't know, it's missing something. I can't really, like, maybe, sure, an LR, I think, would help out a lot, like, if we had a really powerful LR. Like, I don't know, you know, you could do, like, a Bardock squad. You could do an LR Kid Goku with the giant ape transformation. I mean, in early Dragon Ball, you know, that was a central part of the story. Like, Goku, you know, transforming into the Great Ape literally saves their lives when they're trapped by Pilaf. And then, of course, his Great Ape transformation also saves Goku when he's battling Master Roshi in the World Tournament. If not for... Oh! We got the Ribrianne transformation. Okay. Ribrianne certainly does have an... Oh, shit! She does have an interesting transformation. That's for sure. Not able to get any super attacks, so that's a damn shame. Come on, we get the Ribrianne transformation, but we're not able to get the super attack. So I believe those cards right there, by the way, are the Kid Vegeta. This Int Kid Vegeta. He is honestly a fodder unit. Like, really, there's the AGL Frieza, the Int Kid Vegeta. There's also the Tech Chilled. Those are the three other units that can drop from this event. The Chilled and Kid Vegeta, they're just complete fodder. Like, they're nothing, right? Like, we don't have to worry about them in any way. The Frieza, however, does Dokkan Awake. It's a first form Frieza you can get. So there's two things about this first form Frieza. Number one, we can use him to grind up the super attack level of the upcoming Tech Frieza, the 250 million, you know, downloads, like, celebration main event Dual Dokkan Fest banners. That Frieza is going to be first form, so we can grind up his super attack level with these Friezas we can get from this event. So if you plan on summoning for that Frieza, I would recommend, you know, running through stage 6 of this Bardock event a few times and getting some copies. Also, I love the little flash forwards right there. See, they show us the King Piccolo versus Goku stuff too, also. And it's like, come on. When will they bless us with good cards from that arc? Like, that arc was so emotional, and there's, like, such big shit going on. They gotta get, like, decent cards in there. They have to. Like, I want the LR Kid Goku. I want the LR King Piccolo. We did see... I'm probably going to do, like, a video talking about it and breaking down some of the info about the LR election that happened last year on Global, and how a lot of those units have seemingly become LRs that they've released. So that does bode well for the possibility of King Piccolo actually coming to Dokkan as an LR. I would, that would be cool. That would be really cool. Alright, so here's where Bardock gets the bandana from Tora. Tora and the rest of Bardock's team, they get jumped by Dodoria and a bunch of Frieza soldiers, basically under the pretext that the Saiyans are getting too strong. And so Frieza's like, alright, I'm paranoid about, like, Legendary Super Saiyan shit, so y'all gonna have to go ahead and die now. That's basically what Frieza did. And so then, of course, that leads to Bardock's, one-man revolt. But alright, getting back to that first form Frieza we can farm from the event. So the first use we can get out of him is, of course, we can use him to grind up the super attack level of the Frieza that's coming very soon. You could also use him to grind the super attack level of, like, LR first form Frieza. But, like, after the revamp, like, his SSR drop rate isn't really that bad, especially once you have the Ginyu Force category buff that is applied to that event. So I think it's pretty easy to just get the dupe copies you need from the event itself, rather than actually, like, farming Friezas from the Full Power Frieza event or even this event, right? But when you Dokkan Awaken the Frieza we can grind from this event, he actually becomes a Golden Frieza card. An AGL Golden Frieza card that was pretty useful back in the day in the LR Frieza, event, I guess we could say. Now, of course, we could just use the free-to-play Ginyu Force team and crush it, but I remember last year, like June of last year on Global, running the full, basically AGL Super Strike team, having that Frieza. There was also that AGL Perfect Cell, who is a good unit to use to grind up LR Cell's super attack, by the way. Then, Super Strike Tien, who is very good, by the way. Super Strike Tien, excuse me, has, a very similar sort of passive to what Tech Jacko and Int Chaozu do. You guys should know that I like to... I always boast about how good those units are for the World Tournament, right? So that Tien, the Super Strike Tien, he's actually like a little similar, and I think he has a 20 or a 25% chance to stun the entire enemy field, but not quite the 100% chance that Jacko and Chaozu have. That's the biggest part of them. That makes them so useful. I really hope they will have a lot of whatchamacallit, future cards that have that sort of utility. Really, Chaozu needs a new SSR, and so does Jacko. Jacko doesn't even have an SSR. I would love to see Jacko with the SSR. That would be sick. Alright, so Bardock is able to survive his battle with Dodoria. And then at that point, he heads to, his sort of fated encounter with Frieza. One interesting thing I did see, too, is that someone on the Dokkan subreddit actually made a post about this. The SSR art for the upcoming Dual Dokkan Fest of Goku and Frieza does appear to be inspired from Bardock's vision. Bardock has a vision about Goku actually battling Frieza on Namek. And it is something that doesn't actually occur in the series, where, Goku arrives on Namek and then encounters Frieza, while Frieza's still in his sort of, not space pod, but his cruiser, his little flying seat that he's in. Goku never really encounters Frieza while Frieza's in his first form in that little, cruiser, recliner, space pod. I can't even think of what you would call it. But in the the SSR arts of the upcoming Dual Dokkan Fest, it's those straight arts pretty much taken right from that moment when Bardock does have the vision. So definitely looking forward to seeing those units pop up next week. Now, along with the Bardock event revamp, there also are a lot of missions that have popped up for us to complete. I know, I'm sure some people are probably going to ask how to complete some of these missions. By completing all of the stages on normal and Z hard, you are able to get some turtle shells and some Z swords, which is nice. You can clear Z hard up to 10 times on stage 8, and you get some Bardock copies of the Bardock SR. You could complete the last stage a bunch of times, and you get some more of the Bardock medals, which are needed to awaken all of the Great Apes except for the Great Ape Bardock, the tech one, the old one from last year, and then also the fascia. Like, basically, the Bardock medals are used to awaken all of the Great Apes except for the 2 who awakened last year, fascia and the tech Bardock. And then on this stage, there is if you defeat 500 of these Frieza soldiers, along the way you'll get a lot of items, including a Grand Kai, 2 Dragon Stones, and an AGL Grand Elder Kai. So I probably will complete this over. Oh, we got the Ribri hand transformation again. But yeah, I probably will try and complete that because I value my Elder Kais and Grand Elder Kais a lot, especially because moving forward, like when new units come out, I do like to do videos on all the new units, but I know people do not like it if they're not SA10. So I want to make sure I've always got a good supply of Elder Kais. So if I'm going to do a video on a certain unit, I can get them SA10. That's why I took so long to finish the LR Great Saiyaman grind, because I was determined to actually do it where I would get those fuckers to SA20 without using Elder Kais, right? Because I wanted to save them. Because I guess we'll really... So, looking at a lot of the upcoming units, right? We know there's a World Tournament Goku Black. He'll be farmable from the Goku Black event. We know that there's going to be a farmable Trunks, Goten, and Marin. But again, that's going to be a farmable card. What else is there? There's the Frieza and Goku, which both technically are going to be farmable. Now, the Goku, of course, you could farm the rare Goku from the one Showdown event, which is a 1% chance, but it's not as bad as people think, especially for the base form Goku, because it's a 100% drop rate, and you can get 1, 2, or 3 copies to drop at once. So farming base Gokus is never as bad as it might seem. I know you can also get SR base form Gokus from the Tournament of Power story event, but I'm not sure if that's going to drop, like, within the next week, right? So if you want to quickly level up the Goku, you might have to do it the Super Strike way. There also are a lot of SR Gokus who do drop, like, from summons. So I'm planning right now, tentatively, to go ahead and rainbow the AGL Goku when he does drop. So I'm sure I'll pull enough SR base form Gokus that I could probably get him to SA10 that way. Now, there is the LR Goku and Frieza card that's coming. That card, you're probably going to need to use 19 Elder Kais for them. I don't think there's going to be a farmable, like, Goku and Frieza card that will be able to farm into them, right? It's going to be like LR Super Vegeta and LR Super Gogeta. You just need 19 Elder Kais for them. But, like, they are the strongest unit in the game, so it's not really a big deal. Alright, so here's where Frieza, basically kills Bardock. Bardock kind of sees that vision right there of Goku facing off with Frieza. And, he dies right there basically at peace. Like, okay, alright, my boy is going to handle this shit. Don't worry, Frieza. Don't worry, you fucker. My son is coming to see you. But then we're going to have the little shenanigans take place. Oh, okay, well, first off, we have Grandpa Gohan finding Kid Goku right here. Very, very good. And thus, Dragon Ball will start. But there's also the, Bardock special where after Bardock sort of gets, blown up by Frieza there, he wakes up in the distant past, and that's where he encounters Chilled and eventually becomes a Super Saiyan. So we're actually about to see that in the last couple of stages here that they tacked on to the end of the Bardock event. I feel like they maybe should have made the Super Saiyan Bardock stuff a different event rather than have it mashed up with the other Bardock event. But I mean, I guess it's not really that big of a deal. Not something to really complain about. Now, also, I do want to get back to the point I made. So, about the 19 Elder Kais for LR Vegito, LR Gogeta, and LR Goku and Frieza, it is, I think, worth it. Like, it's not a big deal that you have to Elder Kai them up, because I would say it seems like, without a shadow of a doubt, those are like the 3 best units in the game. LR Vegito and Gogeta, I do think, will be dethroned by the LR Goku and Frieza card. The LR Goku and Frieza card seems like radically busted. Like, I'm curious to see if any changes will be made to it before it comes out. The one sort of, I don't really want to call it like a double-edged sword, but you know, sort of that terminology of the fact that that category, the LR Goku and Frieza, is going to be very restrictive, I believe. The participants of Universe 7, I think it will only be characters that were in the Tournament of Power from Universe 7, but also only Universal Survival Arc versions of those characters, right? So, like, right now there's no Universal Survival Arc Blue Goku, so I don't think there's going to even be a Super Saiyan Blue Goku on the category yet. The AGL Super Saiyan Guy Goku should be on the category. We'll have Blue Vegeta. We will have the Physical Android 17. We'll have Ultra Instinct Goku, both of them, the Int and the Physical ones. We'll have, some of the 18s. But there's still a couple cards like Roshi, Krillin, Piccolo. I don't know if they're going to have any units that will be available for the team. Like, if they're going to have to release some. And then also Ultimate Gohan. For as big of a deal as Gohan was in both the manga and the anime, they haven't given him a card of the Tournament of Power. Like, he just has that farmable SR card that, it's trash. It's just an SR. You can't even take it through the hidden potential system. So I would like to see them, bless us with a whole bunch of new cards. But at the same time, it's like, holy shit, like, to help out that category, they got to release a lot of Universe 7 characters. And then at the same time, we also have the dual Dokkan Fest coming with Goku and Frieza. We got the ticket banner. Like, it's just going to be insane how stacked this celebration is going to be. Like, I've already said it before. I think this is going to be like the most exciting celebration that we've seen in Dokkan yet. Like, better than like the, Global and JP 2-year anniversary. Better than the 200 million download anniversary. Well, not anniversary, but celebration. I think it's probably safe to say, actually, that the 200 million download celebration might have been the best celebration on Dokkan to this point. Maybe the 3-year anniversary. I had a gripe with the 3-year anniversary that there wasn't a lot of new content. It did have, like, a ton of gifts, right? Like the Parango Wishes, the Easy 8 Kid Gohan, new Boss Rush stage, all of that stuff. But there wasn't, like, a lot of stuff to do compared to, like, other times. Because, like, there was no World Tournament during the 3rd anniversary, which is very odd. I don't understand why they wouldn't put tournaments during these big celebrations. It does seem like JP's going to get one with the Goku Black reward. I mean, Global is literally in a World Tournament right now, so I don't think Global will have a shared World Tournament, like, with JP next month. But it does seem like JP is going to get another World Tournament next month. So JP went, kind of like a year-long stretch almost, where they barely had World Tournaments. Like, once every 3 or 4 months, JP would have tournaments. And now it looks like they're going to have tournaments 3 months in a row, which is like a huge change. So this stage right here that we just completed, stage 9, that was actually the stage to farm up the chilled cards. Again, that tech chilled it's mostly trash. Like, a unit like that at this point in time in the game can't really help you in any way. Like, it's just a pointless card. Like, if a card is an SSR so it can activate the hidden potential system, at the very least then you could put orbs into it and it could be a useful card. But SRs in this day and age are just, like, completely nothing. So chilled attacks the little, I don't know, sperm guy, whatever you want to call him. And Bardock is just like, you know what? Fuck this. We're just going Super Saiyan. We're just going to do that. Super Saiyan time. Here we go. I do love that. It's a cool moment because Bardock really does, dominate Chilled. He gives Chilled the business in that special. But this is also the final stage of the event right here, and this is where you grind up the Bardock medals to awaken all of the units. You're actually going to have to run this stage a lot, because you need 10 for Borgos, Shugesh, as well as Tora. Oh, okay, we got the Lord Slug transformation. Lord Slug, I believe, is the best unit on the giant category. Probably... I'm thinking Tapion might be number 2. I don't know. See, AGL Tapion, he's bad for, like, normal events, but in, like, something like Super Battle Road, AGL Tapion is very good. Like, he's very, very good. Especially on that Revived Warrior category Super Battle Road stage, AGL Tapion is an absolute monster. Completely neutralizing damage. Now that Hirudegarn can use hidden potential buffs, too, like, that's kind of a big deal. Like, now... Tapion will be even better on Super Battle Road, so I may even do a video on that, like testing out AGL Tapion. Like, he's not really great in like a Dokkan event, but you take him in a Super Battle Road or Dokkan Battlefield or EZA, where he was just amazing for the Family Kamehameha one, and he is actually rather helpful. But, alright guys, so there we go. There is the completion of the Bardock revamped story event, completely revamped, so it actually will give, you know, you 20 new stones, 20 free stones, as well as a lot of the other rewards that you get from it. So thanks y'all for watching, and I will catch y'all next time.